Today we have a very special guest on FFL Selfless, my main man, Mr. Jack Duval. How are we doing today, my man? What's going on?
Doing great. Happy to be here. Thanks for having me on.
So you trimmed the beard down, I noticed.
I did trim the beard down.
Okay. So did you sell more with the long beard or the short beard?
I was selling baby faced at first. So I started selling more when the beard grew out. But my photo always has the beard. They only know me with the beard.
Love it, man. So you're a great story. You told me that so far this month you have issued or submitted so far about 25,000. So protected about 25 families so far.
Yes.
That's awesome. What did you do prior to Family First Life?
Prior to Family First Life, I worked in network marketing for a year with my wife and helped her build her team. And then I worked for LA Fitness as a personal training director for about 4 years. And then before that, just wrestling in college, and that was it.
Got it. What appealed to you about getting into the insurance business in general, just taking FFL out of the equation?
Well, I wanted to help people. I know I always want to help people, make a big difference, and get paid handsomely to be able to contribute back to my family and other people. So I liked that there were high commissions. I like that you make a difference for families. Like, you're literally the difference between them being bankrupt or not sometimes. And I like that I'm able to talk to people, and it just drew me in because I was able to work from home. I had a baby, have my wife, and I want to be able to work from anywhere that I want. And so the flexibility of all that is what drew me in.
That's awesome. Now, where did you see the opportunity? Was it just online, just scrolling through stuff?
I saw it I was looking for high commission sales positions, and I saw it online, but then I did some research in the company, and that's how I found FFL Health and Wealth and FFL Selfless.
Awesome, man. So now the leap of faith that you took getting into this, talk to me about that, because you did not come from kind of like a 1099 world, I guess you'd say. Would that be accurate?
Yeah, no, I didn't come from 1099. I was always on W-2 commission.
Did you always feel in the back of your mind like you wanted to have a business?
Definitely. I definitely wanted it. And I'm glad I finally took the leap and decided to go for it.
So now that you're in it and you're into the grind and you're into the day-to-day, first of all, what state are you in?
I'm in Arizona, but I'm licensed in a lot of states because I would do telesales.
Yeah, which we're going to talk about. So in Arizona, so now the telesales game for you, have you been out in the field at all yet?
No, zero field experience, never done insurance before.
Wow. Okay. That's awesome. So you came in and completely got trained up on telesales. I know you work very closely with Thierry, and he does a great job mentoring you guys. Talk to me about that process of training and kind of like how you got going and trained up on, all right, I'm never going to go to a house, or I'm not starting out going to a house, and I'm getting completely in the telesales game. Walk me through that a little bit.
Well, I basically just set out and I watched all the telesales trainings I could find until I found people that I clicked with, because everyone says things differently. You know, you could be on someone's team, but hear it from a different leader and it just makes sense. So I went out and I listened to as many telesales trainings as I could find. There's so many out there, like on YouTube. I just typed in FFL telesales, and then I just kept watching them until I found the people that made sense to me. And then I found out what they're doing, because success leaves clues, right? When you find the person who you vibe with and who you really hear and can communicate with, then you figure out what they're doing and you just do it. And that's it. That's all I did. I watched the videos. There's so many videos. And once I found my people, I just started watching all of them. And I would literally watch them do like live closes. I would just listen to it over and over, like 10 times till I hated the video, you know, but I wanted the word tracks in my brain. I wanted it wired in, because I knew I didn't have any experience. So I just listened to it while I was dialing. I just heard it just over and over until it was burned in my head. And that was it.
See, the first thing that I love about what you just said there is, you know, everybody here is a 1099, and there's a ton of support for what we do, obviously. But the real person that's going to make it here is the person that like seeks out information. Like nobody told you to go watch 100 YouTube videos. You sought out the information because you knew the information existed.
Exactly. I mean, I think it's, a lot of people like to blame the lack of resources for failure, but it's resourcefulness, like the phone rings both ways. If your upline's not calling you, you call your upline. Everyone puts their phone number out at the end of the videos. You can contact like every leader in the whole company if you really want. It's just up to you how resourceful you want to be.
Very good point. So now the nuts and bolts of your day with telesales, because I think a lot of times people think, hey, I'm going to sit in my pajamas and I'm going to dial for 3 hours and I'm going to go protect 10 families and, like I'm going to go to the pool. It's not really that, so I want you to walk me through a little bit of what your schedule looks like as now you've gotten ramped up into full-time, right? Because you were part-time starting out the first couple of weeks, right?
Yeah, I was part-time. I was doing what you just described the first couple weeks. I was hopping in the pool, but then I wanted more, because I have bigger goals and I had a lot of like trips. So that was kind of how I explained it. I was in Vegas and I was traveling with my wife's company, but now I'm set. I have like commitments, and I found that the more consistent you are with the schedule and more disciplined you stay with it, you write more premiums. Even when I was working part-time at first, when I was like, okay, I'm going to work 4 p.m. until 9, I wrote way more than when I was like, okay, I'm just going to write till I get one deal and be done, So
Yeah.
having a consistent schedule and then sticking to it, that's what really helped when I made the full-time jump.
Got it. And you've been full-time now a month, right?
Yeah, just this month. So since the start of May.
Okay. So
3
now
weeks.
walk me through your daily routine with it, and then we'll break that out into the week.
Okay. So daily routine, I have training videos up all day, every day, playing while I'm waiting to talk to someone. So I'm always learning. I have internet leads and I'm triple dialing them. So I'm not buying big fat stacks of internet leads. I'm buying like 1 or 2 at a time, like the fresh ones. And then I'm calling them immediately. Triple dial, triple dial, triple dial. And then if I don't catch them, I throw them in my big fat stack, and then I'm phone burning that. I use phone burner the whole day. So it's auto dialing that stack. And then I just keep adding people into it. Buy 1 or 2, keep adding them in, keep adding them in. And so I'm calling the fresh leads. And then at the same time, I'm burning through the people who just put in the responses.
And you mentioned multiple states. How many total states do you have, and how many do you recommend for somebody starting out in telesales?
So I did good even just having 1 state. So don't think if you don't have a lot of states that you can't do telesales. Like I started off in just Arizona, I did 15,000. So I would recommend though having like 4 or 5 minimum. Like if you're going to start doing live transfers and you want to get like the cheapest lead cost, I mean, as many as you can, 10, 15, 20, but start off with like 1 to 5 and then go up from there.
And now your pitch, when you call somebody on a 1-call close, what does that look like? And because I want everybody to understand like the time frame of you call them, you have them, and then we're getting to an application.
Okay. So basically, how do you transition into the 1-call close?
Yeah.
Okay. So every time you call someone, you should be expecting to 1-call close them. The only time I book an appointment is if they can't take the 1-call close right now. So basically, I give them a call, let them know I'm the medical field underwriter. I'm just trying to do my job and get this information out to you. Like I'm assuming you filled this out. Like, why did you fill this out? Did you fill this out for, final expenses, or did you fill this out to leave some money behind, or was it something different? They tell me why, and then I'm like, are you home? Right? If they tell me they're home, I'm going for that 1-call close. If they say I'm driving, if they're driving home, I'm going for that 1-call close. But I don't want to 1-call close them if they're at their uncle's, they don't have their bank numbers. If they're driving to work, I don't want to 1-call close them. I'll book the appointment. So that's kind of how you feel it out in the beginning. But every single time, hang on. Sorry, I got a call coming in. Every single time that I come on, I say, okay, after they tell me they're home or they're driving home, I say, okay, we do everything virtually now over the phone. So I am required to give you my license number orally. Go ahead and grab a pen and paper and I'll wait. Go ahead and grab a pen and paper. I'll wait. I don't say like, let me know when you're ready. Like, no, grab a pen and paper. I'll wait. And then they usually go get it. Or if they don't have it and they start fussing, like, do you want me to just send you a text? Okay. And then I text them over a copy and that's it. Just transition right into it. Like right from there. So basically you have to figure out, where are they? Are they able to be closed right now? And if they do have the ability to be closed, go for it. You basically, you're like, hey, we do everything over the phone now. Just go ahead and grab a pen because I'm required to take down this license. You're required to take down this license number from me. I'll wait. And just like go for it. Just sink them in. You're a disgruntled state employee. You're just doing your job. Like just go get it. I'll wait. Like that.
I like that. A lot of psychology around what you're doing, which is the game, totally, in my opinion, in doing this. Now, what percentage would you say that you connect with? Are you doing a one call close versus an appointment? Because I want everybody to kind of have the right expectation, I guess you'd say, on a one call close.
Can define connect. They answer the phone and we talk.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going for 95% one call close. And I mean, 90 to 95. That like, I'm going for the one call close every time. If they're not ready for it, like if they have the time to do it and they're just not willing, like to me, they just don't want it.
Right.
You know, like if you really want it and you're serious about it, and I call you and I'm like trying to do this with you, if you're about it, that you're going to do it right there. And if not, then I set up the appointment. Like you can feel the energy from people. You can feel their energy when you go for the one call close. They're never mad when you go for it, but they appreciate the urgency. But you can feel if they can't do it. Like they get tense. Like whoa. Then you just book the appointment. But most of the time, it's the one call close. Like my telesale appointments percentage compared to one call close is like 5 or 10% to like 90 to 95. It's all one call close.
Got it. Okay. And then that other percentage is like later on appointments that I'm assuming you have a lot more no shows and what have you. And
Yes.
probably, adjust accordingly.
Exactly. And so I first started off trying to set appointments because the guy I learned from sets appointments. And I tried it and I got no showed like 6 times in a row. Then the leads wouldn't call me back. And I was like, never again. So now I just like, if you have someone on the phone and they're willing to listen to you, like, why not go for it?
Right.
Like, why not?
I agree.
Like, why catch them
100%.
twice? They could
right.
so easily just not pick up the phone. Like, think about how often you miss phone calls and you mean to take them. It happens.
Right.
It just happens. You may as well get them while you got them.
I agree. So now, how did you navigate early on being a new agent with underwriting? Like you're doing a one call close and how do you manage that if you're new? I got to underwrite and I got to write you America or Aetna or whoever.
Okay. Insurance toolkits is everyone's best friend, because when I first started, I would literally call Tier, my upline. I would just call him like, Tier, I don't know what product to write. This is what they got. This is what. Okay. And I would hang up, come back to the line. I would just tell them, hey, give me 1 second. I'm going to check for discounts for you with our product specialist. And I'd be like, I'll be right back. Call Tier, get it from him. But now I just plug all their health conditions right into the insurance toolkits. I don't even put their medications. I just put what their medications are treating. Just type in the health conditions. It'll ask you different details. And it's usually like 95% of the time they get accepted if it says they're pre-qualified on there.
Right.
So it's not complicated. Then if you get stuck, I mean, you call your upline, you call you, post in the Slack chat. I mean, it's quick.
Love that. Because again, you're playing the psychology of like, you don't know everything. You're going to get somebody who's going to like affirm the information that we need here. So that's great. So now objections. Obviously, I'm assuming like everybody else, the main objection is banking social. How do you get around it? Do you talk about it early on? What's your process there?
I talk about it at the very end of my intro. I don't like getting all the way through the application and they have a problem with it. So that I just feel like I wasted my time and their time, and that bothers me. So because I want to help families, I don't want to waste time. So I basically, every time I say my job, I ask them like, do you know the difference between a medical field underwriter and a sales agent? And they say no. I'm like, okay, my job is the medical qualification process, because you can't just buy life insurance. Like you can't just get this the same way you can't just get a mortgage on your house. You actually have to get approved because they have to pay out when you die. So basically what we're going to do, we're going to find the plan that fits your budget and fulfills your need. And then when we find that, what we're going to do today is we're going to submit an application for medical approval. Because like I said, we don't even know if you can get this. And it doesn't make sense to think about something if you can't get it. Right? Yes. Like make them say yes. Say right? Right. Okay. So when we're applying for medical approval, the carriers in their secure portal, they're going to ask you for your driver's license to check your criminal background, make sure you're not like a wanted felon. They're going to check your social because that's where your medical and prescription records are housed. They're just going to do a HIPAA release through there. So make sure you tell me about everything because it's going to come up on there. They're also going to check your bank account numbers to make sure you're not money laundering. Make sure you're not taking out insurance in anybody else's name. Make sure you can afford the policy. And if you get approved, your premiums will be drafted from your bank account within 1 to 2 business days. Does all of this make sense? They say yes, boom. If they can afford it, they're going for it.
Wow.
If they say yes to that, like, no. And that's it. If they give me anything else later, I'm like, that's a hard stop. Like I said, they require this. If you can't give it, it's a hard stop. So
would it be safe to say in the way your process is that you don't get emotional when somebody like goffs at any of that stuff?
no, I don't get emotional. Like,
Yeah.
I understand where they're coming from. They don't want to get scammed. Like everyone, it's the same thing, but you have to be, it's all about trust. If someone gives me anything at that point, I'm like, hang on, let's go to the root here. Like, what's the real problem? Like, if they balk at that, I'm like, do you think I'm going to like steal from you? Did you look me up on that link I sent you? The NAIC link? Did you check that out? Okay, click that. Okay. Do you want me to go get my driver's license and my security clearance card? Like, I'll go grab my wallet and send you a picture. Do you want to FaceTime? Like, I'll show you I'm a real person. I'll flip the screen, let you see the policy. Like, I'm all about it. I get real with them at that point because they just don't want to get scammed. And then if they're still not down at that point, they don't want it. They're just
Right.
they're just kicking around, kicking the tire. It's not worth it.
And move on.
Yeah,
What would you
just
say
go
now
help someone.
being help somebody else, right? What would you say is your lead spend now per week full time? And, you had mentioned, your mix internet, you're doing some call transfers also, right?
Yeah, I just started doing that.
Okay. So you mix that in. So pretty much that's your flow. Internet leads, call transfers. Are you doing anything else?
No, outbound dialing while receiving inbound transfers, but the inbound transfers are new.
Right. Got it. Okay. Sweet. So now building a business, you've started recruiting a few people who were, I believe, warm market, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Talk to me about your vision and your thoughts in, okay, this is great. I can do telesales and I can sell and provide, but wow, I can build a business with people that I know. Talk to me about that vision for yourself and what you're doing.
Well, I see myself telling everybody I know about this because, I mean, like I said, I've never done this before, and I'm humble, but I feel like I've done well. And if I know there's a lot of people out there who, if they did even like half this good, it would totally change their life, So I just feel like I got to tell people about this. And I see myself telling my whole warm market. Even I see cold market people too. Like, I want to tell people when I see them out at the store and I see they're like a vibrant person working at a store. I'm like, dude, like, come do this with me. Let's change your life. I just see myself growing a team and having a lot of people around. And I love the telesales aspect because you can train a lot of people, you can bring a lot of people on, and you can really help anyone from any state. They don't have to be right there with you. So I see an agency coming,
That's awesome. What I love about this is like you're not overthinking this, which I think is the one biggest mistake that a lot of new agents can make, is they just like overthink the hell out of it, where it's not that complicated and you're not overthinking it. You're just doing it.
That's the key. You can't get all clouded in your head. You just got to decide and move forward, like take action. You can't just sit around in indecisiveness, overthink mode. That's analysis paralysis.
100%. And you mentioned before your wife, I'd assume she's very supportive of what you're doing, and then she works in a different industry altogether, right?
Yeah, she's supportive. So she watches our baby and she works network marketing during the day. And then I do this, and then I come and help her, and she gets to do stuff at night, go to events, do stuff like that.
Congratulations on your baby. How old now?
4 months. Congrats on yours too.
Thank you. Yeah, it's we can write the book on how to write a lot of insurance while having, newborns. That could be a podcast we could do.
The newborn's dad survival guide to crushing premiums.
And really it'll be like me and you not on it, and our wives who do actually all the work. We just
but yeah, very supportive wife. She's awesome.
That's terrific. So leave us with this here, because this has been amazing. A lot of just very, very good small word tracks that I think are big for new agents doing this. You're someone who saw faith in this leap for yourself and this business and this opportunity. What would you say parting shots to people as to why they should make the leap and make the move?
Well, like Steve said, it's not overcomplicated. It's simple. If you're willing to just take the leap and don't overcomplicate it for yourself, you can do it. Like, I've never done this before and I'm doing good. I've seen other people who've never done this before. They're doing good. Like, there's just so much social proof, so many different stories that you can see out there. Like how can you not believe in yourself? At that point, it's just a personal problem. If you can't look at the information out in front of you and just come to like a general consensus, like, okay, he can do it, she can do it, he can do it, she can do it. Like, you got to fix your mental. You got to get in there and like flick that piece of your mindset out, because it's not working. Like, you can do this. Other people can do it. Like you were in the restaurant industry before. You came in and smashed it first year, second year, third year. Now look at you. Like, same concept. Just anyone.
I love it, man. You are awesome. And we got a plan for you to get down to Florida so we can do like some stuff in the office. Obviously you can sell anywhere. So we got to plan a trip for you to get down here. I appreciate you and all that you're doing, and anything that I can do for you and Tier, I'm more than happy to do it, my friend.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And I'm happy to come on and help out and share. It's a pleasure to be here.
All right, boss. I appreciate you. All right, back to you, Rob.
Yeah, Jack, I just want to tell you, man, holy smokes, are you impressive. That was one of the most calm, collected, intentional interviews we've done in a really long time. I just want to tell you, thank you so much for being able to communicate what you're doing the way that you did it. Man, we're going to have a lot of questions on this, and I can't wait to use this as the gold standard recording of approach towards doing phone sales. I appreciate so much of what you talked about on there. Mostly it's the belief in yourself and not overthinking. One thing, because I can't help myself but ask this question: how did you create simplicity out of this chaotic mess that some people will put themselves in the beginning, to then have the composure and confidence that you have now to not overthink things and just get into that swing, momentum, structured schedule that you just wash, rinse, repeat?
Okay, I got it from Tier. Tier gave me the mindset, my upline Tier. He said, don't get it too high, don't get too low, just next. Even if you win, even if you lose. Don't get, he's like, you can't, you'll drive yourself crazy. Don't get too high. Don't get too low. Next, be consistent. Those are like the two things he told me. And I was like, okay, I'll just do those two things. Like,
Yeah.
like it was simple, just those two. And I just kept saying, I have it on my computer. It's post up, don't get high, don't get low. Next, ... next. And I just look at it all day long and I'm like, okay, just keep going.
Well, that's a
And
perfect title to this recording. I'll tell you what. Thank you for the impact that you had on our agency today, man. I love watching the, like I like to have gallery on here when I'm watching guests, and holy dude, you wouldn't even, everybody's nodding their head, taking notes. So mission accomplished, man. Thank you for the impact you had. I can't wait to see your future here. Love your mindset towards growing, building, sharing this message. Because I believe what you said, you know, anybody can do this. Just got to believe in yourself. Don't get too high, low, keep it simple. Let's keep it moving. So thank you on behalf of our entire company. Can't wait to see your results, and congratulations on being a new dad and all the success you've had so far. And appreciate everything. And guys, thank you so much for being on the call today. We're going to get this recording out. I would watch this on loop the same way Jack was watching his mentors in the business until he hated the video. Memorize these word tracks. Don't get too high. Don't get too low. Let's just keep it moving, guys. Let's continue to crush it. Steve, I love how much momentum your group has. I have a ton of new people on this call right now that we just onboarded today that I think can immediately implement what you said. So thank you again so much. Can't thank you enough. Let's go out and protect American families, guys. We'll see you next Monday.